Anyway, I'm Pat.
Hi, Patrick. I'm Jeffrey. Uh, Opportunity cost, right?
Yeah, yeah. Um, I still see it as being lazy. So I'm paying money so I can be lazy. I
That's.
think that's an okay way to put it. I think it's an honest way to put it. We'll do that.
I suppose that's fine. I mean, again, it's if you want to couch it that way, that's certainly okay. Um, and I'm not trying to noble up your intentions here. I'm just trying to say that framing it in the same way that yes, you could go outside and you could probably read how to do it and cut down your own tree, but
I would never do that. So I would never ever do that,
well,
man. I think you had neighbors who tried to do that, huh?
I didn't try to cut it down. I just took it down for him. I had to.
Oh,
I've cut them down.
I
It's
would.
fucking awful.
Oh yeah, no, I would not do that. I mean, unless it was like a fucking Charlie Brown tree. Then we're good.
Sure, no,
Okay,
that's
but
yeah.
if the tree trunk is thicker than like a roll of quarters, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I used to chop down trees in the forest when I was a kid,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
you don't have to. There's no neighbor's house to bash the roof off of. You
Fucking
know,
neighbor's house. Yeah, your own house.
I okay, well, yeah. So, but I mean, that gets infinitely worse if you hit your neighbor's house because you don't even get a new roof out of it.
You
You
don't.
just pay for somebody else's.
You don't. You don't. But in theory, um, I think
I don't think your insurance company would cover you if you did that.
if you did it,
Yeah.
it's hard to say. I don't know.
If you chopped down a tree and it landed on your neighbor's house, they would sue you.
Who? Your insurance company
No,
or
your
your neighbor?
neighbor. I don't think your insurance, that would be like, well, that's not our house. It's not our fucking problem. We insure your house, not you. I'm positive you'd be fucked.
I don't know. I don't know. This is a tough one
I'm
because,
positive you'd be fucked now that I think about
like, I mean, like if your kid, leaves the water running and the house floods, it's still covered.
it. Is it?
It hasn't happened to me, but I presume
I don't
so.
know. Well, see, that's the thing with insurance. I never presume shit with it anymore.
Well,
You
you know what?
know.
That's fine.
Okay, so if a
Well,
forest
well,
fire starts in the neighborhood and comes to my house, I feel pretty safe they'd cover that. So,
that I'm actually not sure about.
uh, yeah, it would. Yeah, it would. So,
That I'm not entirely sure
well,
about
that happened
to be
up in
fair.
where was it? Up in Broomfield a couple of years, Boulder a few years, or
Yeah.
no, whatever the community is between the two, I can't remember.
Well, I have no idea.
Springfield. So
Huh.
up there, and those guys got made whole. So, um, floods, no, man. So there's actually like I've looked through my homeowner's insurance and it says in like bold print, flooding is not covered. You know,
Well, are you talking about like rain flooding, or are you
yeah,
talking?
yeah, like act of God flooding.
Okay, I'm talking about like water.
Water damage, I don't
Yeah.
know, man. So I don't know about that. Probably. So if like a pipe busts while you're gone, yeah,
Well,
probably.
that's
It
what I'm saying
probably
is a
covers
pipe
that.
bust again, or if I think if a kid does make a mistake, leaves a faucet running or something like that, I think that's
It
you
might
know
not be wholly covered, but probably a little bit.
you know
So.
what? I'll say this. I'll bet you it depends on the policy. I'll bet you they have policies where that's covered, and there's probably ones that aren't.
Well, yeah, because you can get whole house coverage
Yeah,
and stuff like
yeah,
that, but most people don't because it's not required by your mortgage
right,
provider.
right.
But some of it's pretty strict too. So, like I know here, like there's certain places if you live like if you have like a drainage ditch by your house, you have to buy the supplemental like fucking flood insurance.
That would make sense.
Well, they
Yeah,
won't underwrite your mortgage
yeah.
unless you do. So now you can buy the house yourself and say "fuck you guys," then you don't have to have insurance.
Hey, God bless you. If you have the nut to go out there and just drop that whole check at one time and say this house is mine and fuck it,
Yeah,
this thing's not going to flood. All right, well, cool, but
that might not work out.
I mean, you probably do save some money in the long run if you just buy it outright.
Oh, if you buy a house outright,
Oh yeah,
oh, you save a shitload of
yeah,
money if you do that.
yeah.
So, I mean, if you ever looked at a mortgage schedule, it's horrifying. So you pay about double the asking price of the house over the lifetime of a mortgage. So
So,
if you sign a mortgage for $200,000, by the time you're done with that 30-year period, you've probably paid 450 into it. So
with
that's
200 of that being interest.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely, and
yeah,
it's all front loaded too.
yeah. That
So
is
yeah,
true.
it's just like a
Yeah,
car, man. The fucking mortgage guys figured that out before the car guys did. That's why we can
yeah.
give it to you for 0% interest. It's 72, 72 months.
That's a good point. So if you were in that case and you had that $500,000 burning a hole in your pocket, would that be a good move? Just buy your house outright?
Oh fuck yeah,
Yeah.
that's the smartest thing you can do if you've got $500,000. You buy that, you get a good roof on it, you're good. So for the next fucking 30 years. So
Does it benefit the seller in any way?
no, not really. If someone comes to you with a cash offer,
Yeah.
it just usually means they can close a little faster.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
9 times out of 10, what happens is someone will be on the market for a house, and then they'll do what's known as a contingency sale, where they'll agree to buy your house contingent on the fact that they sell theirs within a certain amount of time. So,
Okay.
and then if they don't manage to sell theirs during that amount of time, then you, as the seller, get to keep the escrow, which is a few $1,000s, and then ta-da, your house goes back on the market. So, but the sale falls through, so you don't actually
Right.
sell the house. So,
Then I mean, so if you let's say, for example, you're selling a house that you still have a mortgage on,
mhm.
right? And a person comes out there and because normally it would be essentially the bank that writes that check and buys that outright,
His bank,
or yours
if it's the
if you're
same
doing the buy,
bank,
right?
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Okay.
No, that doesn't benefit the seller at all.
Yeah.
No, then
The only time I think it would make a difference at all would be if they owned it outright.
it doesn't matter. It's just
Right.
one for one. Yeah,
Exactly.
it
Yeah.
doesn't matter. No, there's no way to kind of game that.
Oh wait, yeah, because if they owned it outright, then yeah, then you're if even if you got a mortgage on it, the bank would pay them the full sum.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, and so if like I buy a house with cash and the guy has a mortgage on it,
Yeah.
I don't write the check to him.
No,
It goes to the
you
bank.
write it to Countrywide or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, whoever
Yeah.
owns the lien on
Yeah.
the bank, yeah, and then the remainder of it goes to him.
Yeah.
So, but I mean that can help, because if I were to sell my house now, my house is worth about I'd say that I own about 80% of my house now is mine.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, and so if they wrote me a check for that amount, or if I decide to sell it, um, yeah, it just settles the debt
Yeah.
first. So it doesn't fucking matter.
It
Okay.
really only benefits the buyer.
It doesn't no, it doesn't it's a wash. It doesn't benefit anybody.
No, no,
So
no, it
it's the
benefits the
same.
buyer, like you said, because they're not getting into a loan and having to pay basically twice that amount in mortgage.
If they can pay in cash, yeah.
Right. 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 Right.
Yeah, no, if they can pay in cash, yeah. No, you can I mean if you can pay for a house in cash, you're fucking golden.
But the seller doesn't really. They don't
See,
benefit
that's the
from
thing
that.
about rich people is all rich people like flat out own their homes and lease their cars. Yeah, fucking poor people lease their cars and rent their home, whatever
Or
it is.
they buy their
They
cars.
buy they pay for their cars in cash and then have to have a mortgage. It's the
Yeah.
other way around if
Yeah.
you're rich. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, to be fair, all right. So, I mean, if you're in that scrappy spot, then I know that oftentimes you have to use your car as basically like a form of collateral to get additional loans and stuff too.
yeah. For what? If I owned a house?
No, if you're a person that's sort of in the middle of the struggle, you use your car as equity to get loans at times when you need to
I
because you don't
guess.
have
Yeah. I mean, I guess if you're desperate. So
well,
I I mean,
A lot of people are there, man.
I
I mean,
guess, man. I mean, I first of all, if you buy a car that so like say you buy a $70,000 fucking truck, okay,
ugh.
and you only put $5,000 on it, you're not getting any equity out of it anyway.
No,
Because the minute you drive it off the lot, you're already upside down on
right,
it.
right.
Yeah. So, that's like I mean, that's kind of how I am with cars now, man. It's like if I can't pay cash for it, I'm not buying it. Because like the actual like depreciation on them is terrible. And then like my truck is fucking 22 years old. Well, no, it's 98, so it's 18 years old. It doesn't really depreciate anymore.
Wait, 98? That's not 18 years old.
It's 18 years old, right?
98? It's
Oh
2026.
fuck, yeah, never
That's
mind.
28 years
It's
old.
28 years. My truck's almost 30.
Your truck's been able to vote for a long time, bro. Your truck's voted in 3
He's had
elections.
fucking two divorces too.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, okay, all right. I was wrong about that. Yeah, so my truck's almost 30 years old. All right, and it like I pull it up on Kelly Blue Book, it is rock solid, like it just doesn't get any. I mean, it's like it's as depreciated as far as it can go. It gets to the point in time where if I could take it down to the junkyard, I could probably make as much money off of it, you know.
Oh, yeah.
But it still runs fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, so if I was poor, that's what I would be looking for. Is I would be looking for something that would run, but somebody else has already eaten all the depreciation on it. So
Yeah,
you're gonna find that.
well, I mean, there's plenty of models in there that fit that, especially if you're
Get a fucking Toyota.
exactly,
Come
yeah.
on, dude. And I mean, that's the thing. Is like the thing is like if your car, if your car is making you poor,
Yeah.
that's a lifestyle choice,
Yeah.
bro.
Well,
It really. Well, you and I have both known people who need to have new cars like every 3 to 5
that's what you
years.
mean. Okay, I thought you were talking
And so
about
you're
yeah,
basically
okay.
just letting them eat their bad decisions, and you're benefiting from it if you take that car off their back end. So it was like, all right, so I got myself the hands on like some 2014 Toyota Legacy
Yeah.
or whatever. It's still gonna last another 10 fucking years, or Corolla or whatever.
No. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Honda Civic, whatever. Yeah,
Honda Civic,
you're
yeah.
right. No, because I thought you were talking about you and I have seen the people where all they have is basically enough to keep it running, and it's
Oh yeah,
not
who's seen that?
that's a different story. But yeah, if you're
That's a different kind of poor, man.
yeah, if you're talking about the people who basically, um, I guess in that case, yeah, you're really just spending good money after bad. Really, at that
Yeah,
point,
you're
yeah,
doing stupid.
yeah,
So, and
yeah.
everybody's allowed to do stupid with money from time to time, but
Oh yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Especially depending on how much of it you have.
well, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But the thing is like people who have more money, they do a lot less stupid. So, because usually they make more expensive mistakes and they learn from them, or that's how they got that money in the first place. So,
Or that's how they will lose that money.
if they inherited it, sure, or if
No,
they
it does
lotteried
happen. I
it,
mean, yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
I've seen that.
yeah. We've
But
seen the numbers on that about how many lottery people go back to zero basically in one
it's like
generation. Yeah,
almost all of them.
yeah.
Yeah, with few exceptions, but it does happen.
Athletes.
Athletes, and those have gotten better. So because a lot of the teams do a good job of like, okay, so here's your first big paycheck. Okay, so here's your first chunk of money. All right, and it seems like this mountain of money that's worth like more than you've ever made in all your other years of work put together. And so they give it to you, and you go out and you buy your fucking gold chains and your car and stuff like that. So you kind of get it out of your system. But that's only like a tenth of your paycheck. So they're really smart about like hanging on to the other part and saying, "All right, so let's talk about Roth IRAs."
Well, you're not wrong. I mean, they have done a better job about that. It's not.
Yeah.
It's still not a stellar thing, and it's you know what? It's also not something that. Look, you can have a guy basically treat it like a staff in service, right? You have a dude
Hmm.
come in and he's going to talk to you about this stuff, and that's what they do.
Hmm.
But ultimately, you are not in charge of that. They will still make the decisions that they want to make.
Uh-huh.
Uh, and you and I understand being bamboozled by numbers. You look at this and you get the wrong impression of just exactly how much money this is.
Yeah, you don't have really an idea.
You
I
know,
mean, It takes a while to kind of learn your like inflows and outflows and what's actually a lot of money versus what's not. So,
Yeah.
it does take a little bit of practice. So, um, and then I mean, on top of it, you have to adjust to some kind of lifestyle that you're happy with. You know,
Yeah.
so I mean, I know people who make a lot more money than me are fucking miserable. And they're
Yes.
broke. They're broke.
Yes.
So because they just have like, oh my God, we have to go there here this year. Oh, it's time to lease a new car. It's like, well, you only live once. It's like, yeah, you better hope you don't live too long, bro.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna have problems, or you better not get a divorce, man. This is gonna be bad.
Oh man, that too.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you? I don't know how you. Well, what a pain in the ass it must be to have to try to rein that in sometimes if your spouse just doesn't is not conducive to
You
saving
take their
money.
fucking card away. You cancel the accounts. So yeah,
uh,
you got to have that chit chat. Say like, no, you are bleeding this place dry. We're done.
uh,
You're done spending, so you get an allowance. And if you don't like that, then okay, let's go to counseling because that's step one in this process here.
as long as you have the mental maturity to do that, yeah. I don't know if I could have done that at 22.
At 22, no.
Yeah.
Fortunately, I was broke as shit when I was 22, so it wasn't a thing.
Right.
So
I think I think there's some value to that. Yeah.
getting married when you're dirt ass poor to somebody else who's also dirt ass poor is a great plan. So
Yeah, I understand that all things considered, there are some certain pitfalls in that.
what?
Well, I'm not going
I
to use it.
mean, what
I'm
are you
not.
gonna do, man? I mean, nobody's gonna give you any credit.
Well,
Like
so
I mean, you're not gonna make a lot of money. So
well, the pitfall on that, and again, this is I wouldn't use you on this one here because you guys are fine. But the the danger of 22 is if your wife is like, "You broke ass motherfucker. All right, I'm done with this," and some 41-year-old chump that actually has that car and that money decides to go ahead and break up your shit. And again, I'm not using your example because
no, but
that's
even if they break up your shit at that point, it's not gonna cost you anything. You don't have anything.
well, that's exactly it. They're sort of already dividing by zero, and I understand
Right,
that.
yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes,
So
yes.
it's like, all right, so now I have one nickel to rub together.
That's yeah. No, no, I understand that, and of course, the difficulty at that point is, you know, you don't have much of a status at that point to attract females. I'll say that.
What, as a young man?
Yeah,
Yeah, but you have something that all older men envy is youth.
youth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah. And I mean, if you could wind back the clock 25 years, I bet you'd use it a little bit better.
Patrick.
And everybody our age says that, and it's absolutely true, man. And you watch young guys who is just like, "Oh, kid, you got so much potential. You're blowing it, kid."
just just certain things where you want to intervene and say, "Why are you eating that?" You just,
Yeah, but you can't do it. It's not your place to do that.
it's not because you can't have that knowledge unless you've. It's not the kind of knowledge that somebody can tell you.
No, you have to live it.
That's correct.
You have to live it.
That's correct because
You have to live that. You have to live poverty. You have to live the fucking corporate ladder.
yeah,
The fucking
yeah,
shit-tacular job, the bullshit job. You have to live all of that, man.
you have to live
So
all that. You have to reconcile. You have to see the experiences that your parents had, right? And you have to reconcile that against your own life too and say like, all right, so what were their goals? Where did they turn up? Did they get everything that they wanted? Did they make mistakes? Did they do everything right? Certain things that you have to come with that. Yeah, and it's just not something that somebody can tell you.
no, no,
Yeah,
no, nope.
because I think I think there were people trying to give me that good advice back in the day.
Yeah, you don't want none of that. I didn't either.
I'm pretty sure they were.
No, the only way that I learned it was my parents and my wife's parents. We asked them, "Hey, can we have some money for Christmas?" They're like, "No." It's like you can come over and eat. We're like, "Okay, that sounds good."
Well, it's still food.
Still food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a weird one, man. Yeah, it's
Money's not that hard to learn, though, man. It really isn't. So it just takes it. It just. I mean, you just have to face up to certain things that you're only going to live X amount of years,
yeah.
and within that X amount of years, you're only going to have Y amount of stuff, or do Y amount, or do Z amount of things.
Yeah.
And so, what's important to you? Okay. If the answer is all of it, then okay, I can't help you, man.
Hey, look. All right. So
It's like, all right. So, which one of these would you like to do tomorrow? You only have time to do one. Which one is it? Okay. All right.
well, this is it's interesting because yeah, you're talking about. It's weird when people say that because you can tell right then and there if they have the personality for that because they're basically in the middle of it, right? Because if you know the person who has that perspective, I think you and I have both known people like this where their attitude, yes, is all of it. And
Mhm.
these are the people who, mm, even at 35, right, they're happy to sleep 3.5 hours a day. And
Yeah, we've known guys like
you
that.
know what I'm talking about. These are the guys that it's not that they're sitting in their living room,
Hmm.
right, and just getting rid of cells. They're doing something. There's something that they're working on. They're working on this before they go to this job. At this job, they're going to do that from this. They're going to get home. They're going to eat. They might see their wife or their kid or something,
Hmm.
and they're doing something else in the evening, right?
Yeah, they're like spinning plates on the sticks.
Some people are like that, and you know if you're that like that already, right?
Well, by the time you're 30, absolutely. So
Yes,
yeah.
yes. And if you're not that person, if you're doing it at like 35, you start rethinking life. You just
Hmm.
be like, how did I
It's
get
like,
here?
wow,
What
sleep is
happened?
really important.
What
Yeah,
happened? Where
yeah. It's like, man, I can't believe I ate the whole thing.
pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah, you're basically at the beginning of Forrest Gump and you're just walking through your life's decisions and just, how exactly did I get here? It's like, okay.
How did it come to
How did it come to this? It's like, well, Jenny's father used to touch her. It's like, okay, I get it. Sometimes there aren't enough rocks. All right, I get it. All right. All right.
this?
I totally understand.
Mm.
But also, I don't I don't know if basically coming to a sort of hmm, I don't know if there's a but when it comes to people actually figuring out the things in life that make them comfortable is
Mhm.
like I'm okay with this or not necessarily I'm okay with this but what are the things that actually have value. I think a lot of people chase that all their life and have no idea what that is.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I've seen it change for people over time too,
Sure. Yeah.
but like, and then some of it is just it's I don't know, man. I've known people who are much older than I am who are just absolutely pitiable,
This is what I'm talking about.
yeah,
Yeah.
in that, and it's
Yeah.
just like, oh man, your whole life you just let shit happen to you.
Let shit
So,
happen.
and
Yeah.
you never took initiative on anything, and it's always the fucking government's fault or something, or
Oh
my
yeah.
ex-wife or
Yeah.
something like that. It's like, no, motherfucker, you don't get 60 years of chances. You can't fuck them all up, man. That's a lot of at bats, bro.
It's a lot of at bats. And
Yeah.
how many did you just watch go right by you?
Well, yeah, either you watch them go right by you, or you spend too much time like, oh my god, I can't believe I don't have the same things that my friends do, or
That's it
whatever.
right there. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can't do that, man. I mean, I've known most of the people in my life that get to that age and they're a little bit bitter. It's like, yeah, this makes sense. Once you kind of get to know them a little bit, it's like, yeah, okay, I got you, man. You know?
Yeah, it's weird. It's funny that you bring that up. Yeah, because I had a friend, yeah, that was just kind of struggling with that recently. Um uh she had a friend that got just out of the blue,
Hmm.
right? Just absolutely out of the blue, got offered a huge job with a tech company.
Hmm.
Um, and I do appreciate the honesty to say, like, man, it was just like I wanted to be happy, and I guess I am, but there's a part of me that's really kind of jealous about that. I'm like, I think that's kind of natural,
Yeah.
but the question I would ask at that point is, why do you want it?
Why do you want it, and what are you doing to try and get it? I
Right,
mean, and you
right.
don't know the answer to that on
Uh-uh,
whoever a friend's part is.
uh-uh.
So, I mean, you might be miscomparing things there if you do that. Yeah, but I mean, you do have to set some goals and plan a little bit in the future, but you also have to leave a lot of room. Well, sometimes shit just happens, and then sometimes good shit happens, sometimes it's bad shit. If it's good shit, you got to be right in a position to take advantage of it. If it's bad shit, you got to brace it up and make sure that it doesn't rip everything else down.
Yeah.
So, but you're still responsible for that.
By and large, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I get it. You're walking across the street, you get clipped and become a paraplegic. All right, that's out of left field.
It's
Got
interesting you were thinking about the exact same. I was going with debilitating botulism, but
There you go.
your example is
Debilitating
just
botulism.
your
Yes.
example
Yeah.
is actually more apt. So
All
it's
right. So yeah, it can throw you a curveball.
tetanus.
Tetanus. Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, I got lockjaw now. I better actually like enjoy my last bag of soup here.
This is going to be a rough 11 years of rehab.
Actually, I don't think you can rehab from that. I think that's fatal. Isn't lockjaw fatal?
I don't know if it's fatal.
I thought it was. I thought if it. Oh no, I'm thinking of rabies.
Rabies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
rabies.
thinking of rabies. Rabies, once it gets past to a certain point, there is absolutely nothing they can do for you.
That is
You
correct.
you will go foaming at the mouth, man, and you will literally die of dehydration. So, which is
Have
awful.
you seen videos of people with?
I have seen it's pretty awful.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, it's terrifying. Yeah.
Dude, speaking of great videos, I was watching all kinds of shit today on sovereign citizens. Those are so much fun.
You went.
You got me hooked on something with that the other day. I seen I got home today and I watched like probably about 10 or 15 of those in a row where it's like, oh,
That's like 3 hours.
you're gonna get your window busted. You're gonna get your window busted. It's like, yeah, not traveling for commerce, still need a driver's license.
Where is this coming from? What is?
I have no idea.
Have you? I mean, have you come across that crowd at any point
I've
where?
known like two in my entire life. You know, one of the guys he actually taught
Oh,
criminal justice, and which made him kind of dangerous. But I mean, he was also he wasn't a cop; he was a parole officer.
oh, oh.
So I mean, he didn't take it as seriously. But then I've known at least one other guy who was like, this was way back in the day. So this is back at the airport days, and he was dedicated.
Was he a true believer? Okay.
He was all in. He did, like all the blue Kool Aid.
Mm.
So drank it all. So the sovereign berry punch. And he did that thing where he covered his license plate. He had a fucking U.S. citizen driver's permit or whatever it is, kind of thing. He had
Did
a
he make it
pocket.
himself?
No, this was back in the day where you could mail order this shit. So yeah, back in the where you could get this probably from the same catalog where you got the fucking anarchist cookbook from and stuff.
Mine was digital, but
Oh no, I had a print copy of that.
did you?
I did.
Huh.
I there was a couple of years there, and I don't remember. I think they found me through like Civil War stuff. But I got some
That's an interesting
dude.
crossover.
I got some weird fucking catalogs, man. I mean, I used to get catalogs with Nazi shit in it. So, and I was like, whoa, wait a minute, where did this come from? You know, but it would have all kinds of like
Yeah,
paramilitary, sovereign citizen,
yeah.
fucking militia, kind of stuff. This is in the 90s. And so, it was all done by print mail, and you get a mailing list. And next thing you know, you start getting catalogs, man. So just in the mail. So
90s were a different time.
not even ones you asked for. So
Oh no,
you were just
no,
on some list of another catalog, and so they'd sell it to them.
yeah.
But then next thing you know, you get a catalog. It's like, yeah, you know what? I do need a Nazi dagger.
The difference. All right, I know you. Okay, I know that if you bought one of those, it would not be because
No, I'm not gonna. Yeah, this is not.
you don't believe in the
This is not
swastika.
part of a fucking blood ritual that we're gonna be hosting at my house later this year. Yeah, no. So, but that's. I mean, it was interesting that that's kind of like that was a thing. Now, if you went on the internet to find that, you'd be afraid to enter your information.
Well, you're right because I mean it's the sort of thing where they used to have this in like strip malls, right?
Hmm.
Or mini malls, that kind of place where it's all right. So if you're selling dry ass popcorn in this store, the next store over is water, right? Or whatever the
Oh, right, yeah.
right. So there is probably something to the tune of yes, Civil War guys. Um, there is a disproportionate amount of people who are into this because they don't feel the correct side won.
Yeah, okay, I can see the marketing crossover, and running around in uniforms in the woods with guns. Yeah,
Correct.
okay,
Yes.
this makes sense.
So it doesn't have to be everybody, but I think we've got a bigger pool of this rather than just like mailing this to every to the zip code.
Dude, I got some weird shit in there. There was one. It was actually a gun magazine, and they had
Uh,
you could like for like $4,000, you could get a case of like Czechoslovakian AK-47s.
how many are in a case?
I don't know.
Were you
I'm
tempted?
guessing like 20. Yeah, I have no idea. So, but yeah, and it was like military surplus, like no FFL
Thanks.
needed, blah blah blah. Yeah. And
Did you?
I was like, that is distinctly not true.
This doesn't seem right.
No, 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 not even a little bit. Yeah. So, but it was just guys, like, in fucking Czechoslovakia or Czech Republic or whatever, just set up a mail order business with guns.
Imagine you'd have gone for it. You said, "All right, so I have all this airport money."
I did have $4,000.
You say, "All right,
So
so I don't know how many is in a case, but it's quite probably a
it's
bit.
more than one. Yeah.
If I bought these at wholesale and basically resold them, imagine the road your life would have gone down if you got into weapons resale.
I'd be in prison.
I feel like you
Oh man,
would.
and I feel like
Yeah,
there is almost nothing in this world that I fear more than sharks other than prison. So, because I've watched
we
way too many prison shows.
don't belong there, Pat.
No, I
It's
don't belong in the ocean, and I don't belong in prison. So,
this is this is where cultures have to reconcile with each other, right? This is where, and I can speak about this 50%, right? But white people will generally do whatever it takes to stay out of jail,
yeah, yeah.
whatever it takes. If you have to spend this money on this lawyer, whatever you do, right? You do whatever it takes to stay out. There should not be a part of you that says, "Well, I can handle this."
Well, I don't know if you've been there before. Maybe
That's the problem.
I've known people who've been there before, and they're like, "Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not that bad." So,
Right.
yeah,
Right. But you see what I'm saying?
right. I don't want to find
Is your parents should have from a very early age.
out. Unless your family's like all mobbed up,
That's the
that's different.
problem.
Yeah.
Right. See, if you have people in the family, right, who basically it's like, "Dad is, what's prison like?" It's like, "Well, the first time I went, it's all right. I was a little bit scared. It's fine. It's fine. It's, a little bit, but you know what? You get used to it. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to get used to it.
Right. You
You're
need to let
supposed to
alone get
hate it.
institutionalized.
Right. Right. Like that fucking like fat dude that's crying at the beginning of Shawshank, right? Because he doesn't want to be there.
Right.
That's how you're supposed to feel.
Right, but you're not supposed to express that, otherwise that's what happens to
Well,
you.
Clancy
Yeah,
Brown
yeah.
will beat you to death.
He will literally you get gurged. Clancy Brown is the voice of Mr. Krabs.
Clancy Brown is the voice of a lot of
I did
things.
not know that
But
until
yes,
recently.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, that is wonderful. That is just that is, it's like this man who would axe you to death. So push you off the roof,
Most certainly.
shoot you just
Oh, yeah.
because the warden
Yeah.
said so. Yeah, is Mr. Krabs.
If I recall, I don't think Andy Dufresne was just thrown in the hole for playing that fucking record. I think he probably caught a few to the stomach um,
Oh, I'm sure.
when they broke that glass
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
took him
yeah,
down
yeah,
there. I
yeah,
think
yeah,
he caught a couple of
yeah.
yeah. Now his ass went to prison in that movie.
Ooh,
Clancy Brown,
yeah. He didn't shoot himself. That
correct.
was the warden who shot himself.
Though I will say I never. I will say this now that I watch other things.
Mhm.
I didn't realize how much that warden shows up in other TV
He's
shows
all
and
over the place.
movies,
He's
and
everywhere, man.
he's never just like your good next door neighbor.
No, he's always the,
He's
the the corrupt guy who's in charge of
he's
something.
always up to something.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
I didn't realize
so
how
isn't
much
he
I
the
recognized him.
principal in Ferris Bueller? No,
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 no, no.
no.
That
Yeah, that's that other guy who that sex pest.
sure is
Yeah,
Jeffrey something.
yeah.
I always have beef when people have my name, and there's so few of us.
Is it?
There's so few of us.
Oh,
Yeah, and there's a lot of notoriety around people with that fucking name.
right now, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah, and the guys, the
yeah.
ones they think of, 8 people. That was not cool.
That ate people.
Yeah,
Oh, that guy.
yeah,
Yeah, he did eat
yeah.
people. Yeah.
It's just not a great name with the general public.
No, in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's too bad.
Well,
It's it's kind of it's a little bit of a sell right now, man. It might come back up later.
yeah.
You never know, man.
I
It's a
don't.
little bit of a trough, It's facing external pressure.
Nah, man. I don't think this is. I don't think this is just like Lord of the Rings, where like the most popular name this year is Arwen. I, people are gonna look at this
I
and
don't
say
think
like,
Jeffrey's going to come up on the list this year. I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe it might need a couple year cool down.
Eowyn. That's what it was. That was it. Yeah. Wasn't that it?
I don't know. Oh, you mean in Lord of the Rings?
Well, there were a lot of people who right around that time were naming their daughters.
Arwen or
Yeah,
Eowyn?
yeah.
Yeah, or Lorien or Galadriel.
I never saw Galadriel. I would have been
I haven't
impressed,
seen
but
any Lord of the Rings names. And I should be seeing them now because it's been 20 years. So
right.
yeah, I haven't seen that many. I haven't seen any Gimlis.
I do believe at this point, yes, you had a Legolas McClure in your.
I have had a Strider, but she was a girl. So
That was her Christian name.
yeah, with a Y.
This a white person?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, perfectly normal.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so that's my one Lord of the Rings that I've had.
You wouldn't. You just couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't have done that to your daughter.
No.
No. There's no way. There's no way. If you if you had a boy, you could not have a Gandalf in your.
Right, yeah. Legolas, yeah.
You couldn't do it.
No, of course not. No.
Well, is there say like a deep pull name that like a deep cut name within there that would be? I'm not talking about fucking like Tom Bombadil or some bullshit. I'm talking about like something from the deep pull of this where you're like, that's actually not a bad name.
No.
Yeah.
No. Tolkien was a little bit weird. He was kind of out there. Like
Yeah.
George R. R. Martin, he
Mm.
he actually names things that are pretty close to actual names,
Ah,
and so you'd
okay.
probably see a few of those in a couple of years.
Okay.
Because Tyrion, like think about it, it's really not that bad. It's a lot different than fucking uh uh like well anybody from Lord of the Rings. I mean, other than Tom Bombadil, it's like they're gonna call you. Well, okay, like I haven't seen one, but I could see someone like naming their kids Samwise. You know, it's close, and you can go by Sam. You know?
I would see that as a middle name, but I agree. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that's out there. I don't see middle names, but
Right.
like but I mean, it's like Tolkien names are as stupid as Star Wars names,
Oh.
in some respects.
Well, yeah, yeah. I don't think you have too many fucking Arrow Iluvatar.
There is no arrow Luvatars. I've never seen a Manway.
Wait, what's the wait a second, what is the I'll bet you somewhere there's an Elrond out there.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe.
I would not be surprised.
I don't know. Yeah. As a middle name, sure.
As a middle name, sure, but
Yeah, but
again,
yeah,
yeah.
as a front runner, I don't know. Probably. Well, shit, you can find all kinds of weird stuff out there if you look.
Oh, sure, sure. No, I don't think. Yeah, we don't know a Gondor. We don't know.
Yeah,
Again, like see, like a middle name, like could be like Jennifer Rivendell,
I guess. Yeah, if you get named after a place, it'd be
Esquire,
like, yeah,
whatever. Oh.
Jennifer Pittsburgh.
That's. What do you feel about names that are actually places?
Like what? Like John Denver?
Well, okay, so I was gonna say like no first names, so like Portland.
Somebody named Portland?
Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
well, no,
Okay. No, it doesn't do it for me, but whatever, man. It's free country.
Washington.
Go for it. I'm sure people have done that.
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah,
Okay. Or Brooklyn.
that
I
I've
have seen
seen.
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
I kind of like that to tell you the truth. I don't
Salem. I've known someone whose name's
Salem.
Salem.
Yeah,
Yeah.
although I've known way more cats with that name than.
Yeah, yeah. I've known like a couple girls that were well, I think it's only been like one or two. I think it's been two. It was like, oh, that makes sense that your parents did that. So,
Why
you're
did?
right. Were you blessed into the sisterhood? I don't know how that works. So
Patrick, did you get the sense that they pray to the four winds?
it's possible. The Fifth Element or whatever.
Oh, okay. That thing that Crom laughs at.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
The hell with you.
Yeah, I don't think those are necessarily bad names.
No,
Florida.
Florida. They call me Florida.
Let's see. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that did have flow,
yeah.
which I always thought was short for Florence, right?
I think her name was actually Florida.
Actually, Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, no, I was saying flow is usually short for that, right?
Oh, oh. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think you're right.
I don't know.
There's a couple of them that are like that where you don't know what it's short for. Yeah.
You don't ask.
No, there's
Not your
a
business.
few. Yeah, like Anna's one that could be a lot of different things.
I've seen a lot of different
Yeah.
iterations of that
Yeah.
over the years.
Did you have any alternates for your kid's name that you like were pulling for and then you just kind of like got vetoed?
Uh, Julia. So
That's a good name.
there were two. There were two. It was a tie between those two. So
And these were
and
both yours or
uh, no, Cat. She's named after somebody in my wife's family.
oh, is she?
Mine was Julia because my grandmother was Julia. if I'm not mistaken. I might have that backwards.
It's your family.
I
I
don't
can't
fucking
correct you.
remember.
That's a. It's. Do I have a Juliet
No,
in my
no,
family?
Julia was mine. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was my grandmother's mother's name. My great grandmother's name. There we go.
Did you ever meet her?
No, no,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no.
This
Long dead.
is.
No, no. She was the first one to come over on the boat from Ireland.
Is that so?
Yeah, our
Is
family
that
is.
why you chose that?
No, I like she was my dad's favorite.
Oh,
So and then yeah, so dad would talk about her all the time because she was. And mom talked about her too because she was around long enough to see my parents get married.
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Whatever.
Never knew a Julia who wasn't also a high school athlete of some sort. I don't know why. It just seems to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely not my daughter, so we picked right.
Well, I suppose. I guess that it is a little bit more music theater. Um,
She's definitely a theater kid.
yeah.
Yeah, and her friends are the theater kid crowd.
It's not a bad crowd to be with, man.
No, it's
It's
not a bad crowd. It gets a little bit of a bad rap, but I don't see any of them becoming school shooters.
well,
I hope not.
yeah, yeah. Today's a bad day for that. That happened again today, but this one was in Canada.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the trans shooter.
Oh.
Yep, shot 25.
Well, see, that was yesterday because that was in the Gazoo today.
Happened earlier today.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I thought that was yesterday.
Mm-mm. No, that happened in British Columbia. That happened
I thought I could have
very
sworn
early
that was yesterday.
today.
So I thought that was yesterday afternoon. I could have sworn I
Mm-mm.
saw a story on that.
There was another shooting, but it wasn't as severe.
No, this was a school shooting in Canada, in British Columbia, if
Yep.
I'm not
It
mistaken.
was
That's
shot
Western
9.
Canada,
British Columbia,
right? I think it's
BC,
yeah,
Vancouver. Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
I could have
That's near
sworn that was
Seattle. Yeah,
yesterday. All right, maybe I got my wires crossed, but I did see the story,
yeah,
so I didn't know it was a trans shooter though.
yeah. They tried to tap dance around it.
Well, of course they do, but I mean, you can't hide that shit. It comes out. So no matter how hard you fucking try. So, so it's like just fucking be honest up front rather than do this tap dance thing. Because that's when people say, well, why is my media trying to tell me this? So I
It's a fair question, Patrick.
know, but I mean, it gets to the point in time when are you going to stop playing D for that and just realize that it doesn't work, man? I mean, every time that you've had a trans shoot or something like that, you find out about it within 24 hours, no problem. So,
Oh, you do.
yeah,
Yeah, you do. And it becomes problematic about why are you trying to
exactly.
run cover for this? Yeah, it's there's two components to this. It's not just the
Was this a female to male or male to female?
male to female, of course.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
no, there was one that was female to male.
There was one,
Yeah, I know.
but
That's
more
like
often
that's
than
like
not.
fucking rare.
Yeah,
So.
more often than not. Yeah, it's
Well, I mean,
it's
school shootings are still so exceedingly rare.
well, especially in Canada.
Oh yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
didn't even think about that. Yeah,
this
it's got to be like one of the first ones ever.
well, we have weird rules about classifications of mass shootings too.
It's anything that involves more than two people. It's crazy.
Uh, Technically, they say it's 4.
Well, okay, I thought it was two or more victims.
So,
So,
all right, so this is where they have these weird distinctions. It's basically whatever it takes to essentially not count gang shootings as a mass shooting, right? So
oh,
I believe it's 4 or more people. I
that are
don't,
victims or involved.
I believe you have to shoot 4 or more. I don't think they have to die,
Okay.
right? Which is different from serial killing, which is different from spree killing.
Oh yeah. Well, now we're slicing the bread a little thin now.
Well, a little
So
bit, yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Because,
we
yes,
got
Patrick.
Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse with the, they were
Oh, yeah.
I've been seeing that where it made its way around the YouTube lately, where people talking about how fucking poor they are. I'm like, do you understand that this cartoon was made in like 1934, where people were literally eating leather? That's what this is about, man. It's not about the fact that you can't fucking DoorDash because your card's maxed out. Anyway,
Yeah.
off the soapbox now.
Patrick, I think it's a fine soapbox to be on. Look, the it's a very problematic thing to reconcile right here in terms of what the current narrative is in terms of obviously there are people that are struggling, and I know exactly what that's like, and I know what's going on there, but it's also a question of what exactly is the lifestyle that you're maintaining. The
What is it that you're trying to do about it? You know, I
well,
mean, that's what it comes down to, man. It's like, I mean, struggling now is not like what it was. So,
let's say what it was. Let's define when the what it all it was that we were talking
well, you
about.
can dial it back any time. We can make it really nice and just like leave out the depression anytime since World War II.
You got it. All right.
Okay, so back in the day, I mean, so like you don't have any welfare benefits until the late 1960s. You have no housing assistance till that point in time.
Right.
You have no veterans benefits right off the bat. Okay,
Right.
so
Right.
except for those who are coming back from World War II, they had to pass another law to actually extend that to people who didn't serve in World War II.
Yeah, that's
So,
true. Yeah.
and then on top of that, I mean, people say, oh my God, the economy was great. Dude, we had one of the biggest recessions in the 20th century right after World War II when all the dudes came back home. Okay, because all of a sudden, okay, what were we doing last week? Making bombs? They're like, well, what do we do this week? Not make bombs. It's like, well, okay, all you fuckers are laid off now.
No more bombs.
you know,
Shit, that actually
and you
makes
don't
sense.
get
Yeah.
fucking unemployment insurance then and stuff
Yeah.
like that. That doesn't happen until much later. Let alone you don't get any kind of college assistance until the late 1960s, the early 1970s. You get no Stafford loans, you get no Pell Grants, you get nothing. So for many, many years. And so if you're in 1965 and you get thrown out on the street, what the fuck are you going to do? You're going to go get a job. Yeah.
You're
Which has
asking me?
always been the option. It's always been the option out there. So ever since the Great Depression. So we've had a few years here and there where, yes, it's been harder to get a job. This is not one of them. So it may not be the kind of job you want to do, but you know what? Fucking
But that's sort of the promise that people seem to think is a guarantee.
yeah. So I am not. I am no proponent of a job guarantee. So because you can't guarantee that someone's actually going to try. So
Oh, Pat. I
yeah.
mean, what if you were to break it down? If I were to sit you down and I were to sort of, I don't want to dissect your brain physically, but I want to essentially put a a battery of tests to you to
Mhm.
essentially say what are your um, I'm going to give you all of the IQ tests,
Okay.
right? I'm going to hit you with the emotional. I'm going to hit you with the motor. I'm going to hit you with do
Anyway,
I think this right? Look, there's one that actually is a predictor, and all things considered, it's not. It's the best predictor, but it's not exactly a one
no,
for one,
IQ is
right?
not a predictor of success. So
Um,
no, it's not. It's correlated. So, but it's not.
it's
It's
the
not. There's
closest thing they
nothing
have.
about it that's predictive. So
It is
you
the
can find
closest thing they have.
extremely intelligent people who are absolute fucking losers. So
Oh, I agree. Yeah,
yeah, no, there's nothing about it that's predictive.
well, no,
So
the thing is in terms of the things that they use for predictors, it's the closest thing.
okay, if they use them for predictors, that's not that's not a good practice.
Okay, all right.
We'll put it that way.
Let me put it this way. Okay,
Yeah.
so I will. It's sort of a daisy chain of things because all right. So if you look at it and say, all right, IQ is often okay. This is not a one for one
Mhm.
because again, we know there are plenty of people that are like this way. But it is often the best predictor when it comes to academic success. Right?
Academic success,
Mm.
probably.
Yeah, it is.
Or it's correlated with people who achieve academic success.
Well, and
If we
that's
want to put that correctly, that's how you would do
and this is where the next step takes it is academic success often has correlating
that.
factors into this. So the the step 1, 2, 3 of basically going A to C, right?
Mhm.
And that's faulty. But again, it's the closest thing they have in
Mhm.
terms of that. But if I were to break those things down to you and say, like, all right, I'm going to look at your actual your skill set and say, all right, you have these particular things that you do well,
Mhm.
right? Where if I were the communist person in charge, to each according to his need, where would I actually place you?
Me?
Yeah,
Me personally?
yeah. Where would I place you?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't
This
know.
is the
I,
tough
I don't
one.
even know what my IQ is anymore.
Oh fuck! Just I mean, because I'm breaking down basically like I'm looking at all of your skills. I'm looking at all right. So I have these things. I should place you here because this is where you will do the most good for society.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't even know how to do that, and that's the
No, and neither did anybody else who was a communist. It just depended on who your family was. So, you
asking a communist to
right?
help.
Yeah, they'll know all about that. Like, brilliant scientist, go pick up mines. Cool.
Yeah, I heard some additional horror stories about that in terms of not just that, but also in terms of behaviors that were not becoming to the party, the things that would get your ass in trouble.
Hmm.
So things like we talked about this the other day, like marital infidelity. That was not approved by the party.
Mm.
If that shit happened, that's the kind of thing that could get you fucking
You could get shot for it, depending on who you were sleeping with.
correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So,
Um, but
unless
to
you were the guy who was running the KGB, you had all the girlfriends. So,
yes, but there was a certain risk associated with that too.
yeah, when Stalin dies, they shoot you next. Yeah, that's a true story. I saw that movie.
Well, and that also being said is being in that position, you do have to protect your neck
Uh huh. Yeah.
because it may not just be Stalin that shoots you.
No, no, no. It was the guys after Stalin died who shot him.
Right.
This is what's his name? Beria or whatever. Stalin's like fucking terror master. He would drive around in his car at night and pick up women, and then fucking just rape them and leave them in a sleep crate for a couple days and then turn them loose. Yeah, he was a wonderful
What a
human being.
guy.
Yeah.
What a guy.
What a guy.
Love that people are starting to venerate that fucker again.
Who, Stalin?
Yeah.
Thank Nick Fuentes.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, man. So I mean that whole division of where people are sort of like I'm not doing the things that I think I would be most suited for. Patrick, if I'm looking at this from like an outside assessing your skills thing, I would have a problem just looking at it and saying like, all right, well, I have these jobs. I think Patrick would excel here because of these
mm,
abilities. He gets along with people exceptionally well. Um, I don't I don't think there's a person here that would make people less upset in transactions. And the problem here is I can look at those same skills and I can say that you should be HR of a movie company,
right.
but I could also say like, I'm going to put you in communist KFC,
Yeah, you might.
because you're so good with customers.
Yeah. No, that's why you have to let people self-select into their jobs. So that's the best way to do it. You have to be like you always have the freedom to quit your job in this. And you did not have that in the Soviet Union. So
No,
that is the thing that actually makes the whole system work. If your job fucking sucks, you can pack up your shit and go. So you know what? And if it means that you have to lift a few weights that are labeled poverty on them for a little bit, that just makes you stronger, man. I mean, the sooner that you experience a little bit of poverty, the quicker you learn to hate it. And the faster you get away from it. It's like fucking forest fire coming for your house. What do? You move. You get your shit.
that's
You
true.
grab the cat.
Yeah,
You get in the car and you move. you know.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
and that's why like all this stuff. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day. I actually don't have a problem with open borders. I
yeah. You
really,
do.
I no, I don't. And the reason why I don't, the thing that I have a problem with is all the subsidies that you get once you get over here. That's the thing that I have a fucking problem with.
Oh, Well, yeah, then you do have a problem with open
Well,
borders.
no, I mean, if you didn't have no subsidies, the border can be as open as it wants to be, as far as I'm concerned. I'm fine with that.
Oh,
So, but if there's with all these payments and people come over here and just fucking mooch off the rest of us, that encourages a lifestyle that is antithetical to everybody who came through fucking Ellis Island.
you are 100%
And
correct.
so
Yeah.
I was just delineating. I don't have a problem with open borders. I have a problem with the fucking way that it's run. With okay, here you go. Here's your hotel room. Here's your debit card. Blah blah blah,
Right.
and stuff like that. Because it
Yeah,
doesn't encourage that kind of like, okay, well, you're in the land of opportunity. Go out there and make some. Millions of people have done this before you.
that's correct.
Millions of them are doing it today.
Yes.
And like just to like, oh well, let's set up a daycare. That's not really daycare. Yeah, it's a money generating machine. This makes me upset, Jeff. So, but let's get the order of operations on this correct.
Yes.
So if the A term on this one is open border, I don't have a problem with the A term. It's the B term. So A plus B makes A times, or A times B makes AB. And since B isn't AB, I have a problem with AB.
That's correct. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah. So it's the so if the general idea is fine, but basically it can't be divorced
Right.
from the situation. Well, so here's the thing: is I agree with you in principle. I mean, to a limit, when it comes to open borders, there really has to be a strict definition on this. Still, of yes, but here is still the border because we're not going to build streets down there for you,
No, no, no. You have to punch in through the front gate. I get that.
right? So
So,
there is
but I
that.
have no problem with letting anybody in as long as they do so legally. And then there you go. Here's your ticket, and here's your fucking tax ID. Go have at it, kid. So I'm fine with all of that. But yeah, this like, oh well, here's your fucking plane ticket to any city in the United States, and here's your hotel for the next 6 months.
Yeah.
Here's how you apply for welfare. Here's your
Yes.
free Medicaid.
Yes.
So, which is absolutely raping certain states alive. So,
That's correct.
yeah,
Well, and the other thing too is there's a component of this where people say like, well, what about a path to citizenship? It's like, actually, no. That is
I think that's something you should have to actually like work at. You can't just show up and like do just like work and pay taxes and just become a citizen.
well. Here's the thing: is I get the merit of what they're saying, but the problem here is, as nice as that sounds, you cannot have features in here that encourage people to a enter illegally, right?
Yeah, no, bad.
And B, incentivize them basically to say like your reward for evading the law for this amount of time is citizenship.
Yeah, no.
No way.
Well, I mean, I'm fine with that, but they have to make amends for the fact that they came here, illegally. So I don't know what that means. Okay. Here's your $100,000 fine. Okay, pay that. All right, cool. Yeah, we're good. Yeah. I mean, it is a federal misdemeanor. Okay. So, well, I mean, like, okay, so what do I do? Do I do 30 days in jail or something? And then, we're good? Okay,
Right.
fine, do it.
Right.
Whatever we decide that penalty is. Okay, now you're free and clear. Go ahead and apply for citizenship. Just like fucking speeding. All right, fine. I sped. Here's my money. I'll take the points off my license and I'll be a good boy for the next 12 months. So,
Yeah, that's. I mean, I guess that's the problem. I can't. There's no version of this where I can equate uh, crossing illegally with speeding.
well, I
Um,
don't know. There's got to be a penalty for it. I don't know what it is. So, I mean, if you show up and say, "Yeah, I'm here illegally," do they immediately just deport you? I don't think so. So, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. Over the years, students have asked me about immigration law, and it's one of those things that like you have to go find someone who knows something about that. So, because even like I would
it's
even
a
hear
mess.
people talk about like the birth tourism and stuff.
Yes.
I don't even know if that's true, Jeff. I can't penetrate the law to figure out whether or not that's actually been adjudicated. I tried the other day, and you know what? Fucking ChatGPT and Grok were hallucinating shit again. So, and I'm like, all right, fine, because then I mean, all you have to do is ask them, okay, pull up this case, and it pulls up a completely different fucking case. It's like, okay, all right, obviously you're drinking from the fucking ocean here. That makes you go crazy, man. So, and then the reason why it's doing it is because there's so much of it out there
Yeah,
that it's like, all right, fine, I'm just gonna tap out on this one, man. I don't know.
yeah.
So apparently there's something before the Supreme Court right now. Okay, so when they do their truth bombs on the United States in July, we'll know. So,
Yeah.
all right, I'm ready for that. I can read the summary of that.
No, I can understand that, and I don't look. I don't expect any mysteries when it comes to these upcoming rulings. Just to be fair,
I don't know what's coming up. I know that that one's coming up, birthright citizenship, and then there's one
tariffs,
other,
tariffs are
tariffs.
the yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I can actually see the other side of that
I sure
argument.
can too.
Yeah, it's like, well, Congress is the one that does taxes, not you, dude. Yeah.
Well, okay. So here's the funny thing on this is just the whole argument is this particular uh, power that was granted to the executive branch has yet to be used in this way.
Yeah.
If you rule against it, it also does not. The interesting thing about this was that ruling against it does not mean that the president still cannot enact tariffs. It just means it can't be done under this specific power that's been given to the executive branch. The question will be if it is reversed, what do we have to do with the money that was gained through this? And no one knows. That's going to be the
I don't even think the money exists anymore. So,
well. It's they got to come up with it somewhere,
well, they'd have to tax it back out or take it out in debt again,
right?
because someone did explain that to me and what that. So basically, when the Treasury Department is responsible for collecting the tariffs, and so the Treasury has a ledger, which of course has all the deficits on it and stuff. And so
Yeah,
when they get a check, it just poof,
right.
disappears and then reduces that balance, which in this case is a debit. So it raises that by adding a credit to it.
Right.
So, which was interesting because it's like, yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I actually saw Howard Lutnick of all people explain that before he got his name in the
Huh.
news for other
Yeah.
things.
I don't think that guy is going to be okay. I
I
think.
don't know. I really like him, but if he like straight up lied about that and now has gotten busted. But see, here's the whole thing. I mean, even that was in the gazoo the other day.
Yeah.
Okay, but like they listed like five or six other names. I had never heard of any one of them motherfuckers. So, and it was like Solomon bin what, kind of thing. And
When they
it was
say,
like,
yeah.
this guy's a Russian. I can tell that.
Well, when they say
He's got
is
pop-offs in his names and stuff.
yeah. Well, so him the when they said what his title was, I understood the title,
What's
but
his title?
that he's a sultan
Well, okay, what does that fucking mean?
to the United States. To me, nothing. But
Yeah, okay.
I know what it is.
What is it?
A sultan?
Yeah.
Well, it's a Middle Eastern country. It's a person who's very high up in charge. If not,
A sultan?
yeah,
I thought those were in India.
no,
Oh,
no, no,
what's
no.
the guy in charge in India called? Okay, all right.
Doesn't okay. Well, doesn't India still at this point? Don't they use British as a designation still at
I
this point?
you are asking the wrong dude.
Well, okay, all right, I got you, I got you. But yeah, so yeah,
I was asking you.
so yeah, if you're talking, sultans and and stuff like that. But
All right, so Middle Eastern. All right, so what kind of Middle Eastern? There's like nine different flavors of that now. So
oh, I understand. Again, I recognize the title. I don't recognize the person. This
yeah,
person has nothing to do with. It has everything to do with other people's lives, right?
not my
But not
problem.
mine,
Yeah,
right?
not my problem.
So there's a certain thing
Yeah.
where obviously I'm not going to find like the D11 superintendent on there or something like that, and that's
There
fine.
wasn't anybody from our government except for fucking Howard Lutnick.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
and that was like, even it was saying it was 2010 or something like that. It's fucking 16 years ago.
Yeah, but this is the stuff that doesn't have a statute of limitations.
Well, if it's actually rape, then yeah. So, but if it's just, hey, I showed up for a good weekend with a bunch of prostitutes, that's got a statute of
Well, he
limitations.
said he went there with his family.
Okay, well then that definitely doesn't have any kind of like thing that needs statute of limitations to protect it. So,
Right,
which
but
basically, what was you here? Was here for the was here for the fucking mai tais? Yeah.
yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, of course you can say that all day long. Here's the yeah,
Well, that's my whole problem with this fucking
yeah.
thing is it's a witch hunt. You can throw anything out there, and like if I was Howard Luckner, I would find out who put my name out there. Like I would sue the fuck out of them. So
Patrick, look, the
I'd hire Dershowitz to do it for me. Here he's in good standing.
fair enough. Look, the thing that I actually find the most entertaining about this is, of all things, the data that's come out is that the, that it's Trump who called the cops on
That's funny.
it. That's the people who've been pressing for this, and this is again, these are the weird things that to me, that as an outsider, right? When I get down to the questions of, look, if you guys had this shit and you did, and you had it last administration
Mm-hmm.
and you did, and you were looking through any
Mm-hmm.
fucking parking violation that you
Mm-hmm.
could use to crucify this man,
Mm-hmm.
and in this file you look through it and you didn't have something that you could kill him with,
Then
right?
it doesn't exist.
That's sort of.
But see, that's that
But
argument
why did he be so? Why was Trump such a pussyfoot about that? If that's the case,
because he doesn't want because like honestly, this is a street that's a two-way street.
yeah,
So I mean, considering that, okay, so Epstein killed himself in 2019 or whatever.
yeah,
So he was being prosecuted under the first Trump administration.
right.
And then he lost an election where he was throwing everything in the kitchen sink he could at the Democrats. So obviously there's nothing in there that incriminates Democrats either. So otherwise he would have fucking opened the floodgates.
But this is yeah,
So, that's the point. Is that's why he keeps saying move on. Okay? Because there ain't fucking shit there. So, and if there is any shit there, it's like completely unprovable at this point in time. It's almost like, okay, fine. So there was evidence of a murder until you ran fucking 8,000 horses over it.
that's
I'm sorry. Now Genghis Khan's, fucking tomb is lost forever. And it's where we're at,
yeah.
man.
Well,
And so that's why he's like, look, like we got other shit that we got to worry about. And quite honestly, the reason, and some guys have pointed this out, is just like, is because people in Congress are making hay out of it. You see it happening on both sides now.
yeah,
Okay, and
yeah.
like they're actually getting votes, they're getting interest, they're getting views and clicks out of it. And so, and he's like, wait a minute, guys, you have to pass this fucking bill so we don't have to shut down the government, not sit here and fuck around with Epstein shit. So,
Well, that's the only conclusion that I can come to, and you've seen it like I've seen it, where the the list of redactions, I get it. Okay, it's
mhm,
huge. So, do I think that there's way more names in there that we would recognize? Probably, probably.
maybe.
But I would argue that again, just in the same way that Trump and Bill Clinton used to run in the same circles,
Oh,
I
yeah.
think all of them have friends in there that are part of this, and
Yeah.
none of them want the dime dropped on these people, even
No,
if they themselves were not implicated. It's yeah, but this complicates the lives of all these people. These people have been probably asking me not to do this. They've
it's
been probably.
possible. I mean, but that's all speculation.
Well, you wouldn't want to hang. Look,
Well,
if you
no,
were
of
running for
course I
office, you
wouldn't
wouldn't
want
want that
that.
hanging on your name, man.
No, I wouldn't want that hanging
No,
out because the guy's absolutely
no.
fucking radioactive. And so,
Yeah,
I mean, some of the names that were actually released there were ridiculous. Okay, like fucking J.K. Rowling was on there. Okay, because Epstein reached out to their production company and asked if he could show up to one of their premieres. She said no, so her name's in the fucking file now.
oh,
So
so
it
is
has
Elon Musk.
no.
Yeah, yeah,
There's
the same
tons of
way. Yeah,
people like
yeah.
that. And so here's the thing. Like the fundamental thing that I can't get over on this one is that all the allegations of any kind of trafficking or any kind of fucking impropriety with somebody who may or may not have been 17 at the time come from two fucking people. There's just two fountainheads of that information. Okay? And so if this is really that big, where's the rest of the lava, bro? I don't fucking know. You know?
There's one person who can speak to that, and she's not talking, and she's giving a part.
Well, yeah, and that's the whole thing. I wouldn't either if I was in her situation. So, because quite honestly, before he killed himself, she was probably going to be the star witness. And that's the other thing is there just might not be that much for her to dish out. Okay? So, who knows, dude? I mean,
It's too again.
I think there's a lot of wish casting going on here that this is a great way to burn down a wing of the government. It's not going to work.
Well, okay.
There's not
So
enough ammo in that tank, man.
listen, if you're looking for those people who have been waiting 50 plus years, right,
Hmm.
to find the connection that ties the demon Pazuzu uh, with
Right, yeah, with the
with
State Department.
with the State Department and the sacrifice of Moloch and the human jerky and the all these things here
And
that
baby juice, freshly squeezed.
that is all the weird paintings. This goes to the mural in DIA.
He's
What?
obviously a really weird fucking dude. Well, I mean that's clear.
Okay,
So
and again, I think everybody knew this. I
yeah,
think if somebody says I took my family there on vacation, there's a part of me that says it's not fucking Universal Studios, bro. I
no.
mean, it's don't play that shit with me. But
Well, the other thing that I didn't notice about it is you actually gone on Google Maps and looked at the island.
it's not that big.
It's not that big and it's not that remote either. So it is
Yeah,
surrounded
yeah,
by
yeah.
fucking all kinds of places there.
Fair enough.
So,
Yeah, yeah.
visiting the island might be actually just going to the Virgin Islands and taking a boat trip out there for a fucking day because you can see it in the harbor. So I didn't know that until recently. I
Well,
thought it was like, oh my God, it's like this fucking, like island with a volcano and some palm trees on it and then just nothing but ocean
oh well. If you, hey, I was looking for mines and missiles too, but I didn't see those.
exactly.
But
It's
people,
this giant structure that lives out of the ground. So you feed people to sharks and
it's just it's the fucking red alert fog of war. There's just the what is it, the mobile gap
right,
generator?
yeah,
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 it's but like people have taken their little boats over to the island, and yes, they get approached like people.
yeah. Hmm.
So they don't want you there. And again, this is I know that there are people who want this to be that grand connection that it's like say for example, people like you said making hay. There have been people that have been making hay out of the JFK thing since he was
Oh yeah,
assassinated.
yeah.
When they turned over and opened it up here and said, "Well, here's what we've got," right?
Oh, that's not good enough for.
It's not just that it wasn't good enough. It was also that, well, actually, this is far more disappointing than what my imagination had put together over the past 50 years.
Shut his fucking nephew the fuck up. So, which was interesting. So,
Look, when it comes down to it, there is weird shit that went on there. There's a piece of it of like, why did you shoot him, Mr. Ruby? I was like,
right, yeah,
what?
exactly.
Can you explain this? Yeah, there are questionable things that go along with this.
Mhm.
We ain't gonna know because everything that's out there is now out there in the
Trampled
public.
by horses. You know?
Trampled by horses. I mean, here's the thing. I don't know. I don't. It could have been a sloppy investigation. I have no
I have
idea.
no idea.
Right? People scramble when this shit happens.
Hmm.
The fucking right now there's a thing that should be in a world of surveillance. The 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 Guthrie mother's kidnapping. Right? You saw that, right?
Yeah, that has resolved itself yet?
No,
Oh,
no, and they detained one person for about 6 hours. The guy was like, I don't know what I did, and eventually they released him. That was the one person of interest they had. And
how'd
this
they
is
find him? Do you know?
the story was really mundane. I can't remember how it was. It was just
His door dashing went to the wrong house.
that shit happened. Yeah, this is a crime scene. Yeah, it's there was something about it where it was just this guy seemed to look like a description fit in the
Mm,
area. Took this guy in and yeah, held him for 6 answers, asked her a bunch of questions, said get the fuck out of here.
okay.
But in a world of again, this is a celebrity's mother. They have like the door footage.
Yeah, I guess she qualifies as a celebrity.
Well, it's mother,
Right? No, I.
but still, it's not as though they don't have video footage of people coming into this place, right?
Mhm.
And that being said, they don't know where this person is,
Mm-mm.
right? I have seen. Okay, I hate watching this kind of shit. It's probably been like shown in your home uh, countless times, with your wife. I know that you used to watch these kind of like crime shows, right?
Mhm.
But I'm sure that by proxy, you've seen a million of these things where it looks like this person did everything right, did everything right, did everything right,
Mhm.
except for when they found the outline of a footprint, not the actual footprint. They found a slight trace of a metal that's only found in a beach 2.5 miles away,
Yeah,
right?
those are your one-offs, though.
They
Those are
make it
rare.
seem like they're always going to get you.
No, like almost half of all murders in the United States go unsolved. So
And that just comes from it being the person's first.
first 48 kind of thing.
Well, I heard that murders become infinitely more easy to solve if it's that person's second or more offense.
Oh, I don't know.
So
Yeah.
if it's a person, if a person does it who's not been in the system,
Mhm.
it becomes infinitely more difficult.
I don't know. I'd have to ask my wife about that. My understanding
That
is,
was something a cop said on a show I watched once.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. Um, they always said that if you don't get a suspect within the first, that's why they call it the show first 48.
yeah,
Then it's actually time is your enemy in most of that stuff because then it becomes a lot more complicated. Just because like all the permutations of what could have happened, start
it just
growing. Yeah,
exponential.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Kind of thing. Um, but my understanding was that most of the time, solved and try. Well, okay, so we're talking convictions. Okay, so
Sure.
about
Yeah.
half of all murder trials, or half of all murders, are result in a conviction. We'll put it that way.
Oh,
So what
okay.
would
Okay.
happen
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
her case quite a few times is the cops would have a homicide, and they were like 95% sure they knew who it was, but they just couldn't get the evidence because the standard for evidence in something that serious is really high. So
Fair enough.
right, and so
Yeah.
and I mean
Yeah.
that's the philosophy behind the American or the American justice system. Better 100 guilty men go free than one innocent man be put in jail. So
You'll fuck up again.
yeah, well, yeah, then you're in the system.
And I guess that was the thing that the policeman said when he was talking about that was once they're in the system, the things that we want to look for and that we can check against what this
It's a
person
lot
knows,
more.
it's like yeah, it
Yeah.
makes it a lot easier to track people down. But
Well, and I mean, there's other ways they can do that too, because they found that guy in Idaho, who murdered those kids in that dorm through like 23andMe.
this is what I'm talking about.
That's
Yeah,
fucking
yeah, yeah. This
hilarious,
is
dude. It was like so, over a couple of years, so like everybody, you got about three-quarters of the United States to fucking donate their DNA. Where it's said in the fucking in the fucking user, but of course you just scroll, scroll,
oh
scroll.
yeah, 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 yeah. Well, so I saw this. Maybe you
God
saw.
dang, that's hilarious.
Maybe you saw this one too. This was a video that made the rounds maybe a day ago, 2 days ago,
Hmm.
where uh, there are. This is a service where essentially it's maybe you know the name of it. It's essentially like VRBO for your car.
Ooh, that sounds terrible.
I agree.
People fucking hook up in your car.
Well,
Let alone your
okay,
apartment, man.
all right. So so here's here's the video they show, right? And it's so there's a girl, she's driving this I think she's renting a truck, right?
Mhm.
And there's gas cam footage.
Cool.
And she's straight up, okay, this is not an exaggeration. No hands are on the wheel, no eyes are on the road.
Mhm.
She and her phone are like this.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, what happens is she not unexpectedly, goes off the road head on into an accident,
Mm-hmm.
right? Not into another car, but off the road, right?
Well,
Now,
that's good. She didn't kill anybody else.
didn't kill anybody else. However, the argument that she's making, right? This is the amazing thing is there are some weird stipulations there. If this is your car, right, and you're renting it out to someone,
Mm-hmm.
to what right do you have to, with your dash cam recorder, record the person that is renting your car?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's the thing is even though it shows her doing this, her argument is that you couldn't record me, so my version of the story is the one that you have to take.
So, I mean, the question would be whether or not she had an expectation of privacy in that case. And see, this is why I will never, ever, 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 ever use a fucking VRBO. So,
Yeah.
no, man, you can't find the cameras. If I go to the Sheridan and somebody records, I can sue the Jesus out of the Sheridan.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
But
And I know you would.
fucking Meemaw and Meepaw who like rent out their I might not be able to sue them. So
To their credit, all right. So it's not without reason because the horror stories I've heard of people going to
they're awful,
VRBOs
dude.
and basically walking off with people's PlayStations and shit,
Oh yeah.
right?
Well, not just that; it's just like absolutely trashing the place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, yeah, or yeah, no, there is nothing about that I could ever see myself participating on either side of either renting one or actually like staying at one.
Ugh.
No, and I mean, I've like been pretty emphatic about that with some people. Well, why don't you get one of these? It's like fuck that. So then, as soon as I explain why, they're kind of like, "Oh, I didn't think about that." And it's like, yeah, get on Amazon and look up, like fucking camera in shower head apparatus. You're gonna be able to find one.
Well, the worst thing is, it's not as though I can. Uh, it's not as though I can hold that against the owners. I understand what
No,
their problem is. I don't like it.
no, I don't like it at all. So one way or the other. So I don't want people putting pictures of my fucking butt, up there, and I don't
Not at
want,
all.
like a VRB owner, like have to, worry about whether or not these fucking kids are going to smoke weed in his house, which is
Yeah.
distinctly against my user agreement. So yeah, I just that's a weird business, man. And just to do that with cars, that's insane. That's like a house you can crash.
This is literally yes. That is exactly what
Yeah,
happened. Yes.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's like, yeah, let me go rent out my super yacht this way. It's like, no way, dude.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I have heard. So I guess that we're not so bad about this, but I guess in the same place, like places where I guess it's very difficult to evict tenants in certain states,
Oh,
and
thank God we don't have that here.
we're pretty.
We're pretty ruthless.
If I
So
recall, yeah,
yeah,
it's pretty cut and dry
it's
here, right?
it's we're pretty ruthless in
Yeah.
this state, and it does vary a little bit from county to county because that's a county sheriff thing.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
sheriff. We gotta move.
Again, it's a weird thing. Again, I watch those cop videos and I see the people show up, for an eviction. They're going to talk to them, and they
Mhm.
don't have the power to remove them. And there's just this like side part of my brain is like, well, you asked them to leave, right? It's like, yes. Did they leave? No. Then kill them. It's,
Shoot them. You know.
what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh man.
Again, the same thing. Like, I have those problems when I watch those goddamn like pullover videos where you say, all right, step out of the car.
Step out of the car.
Okay, roll down your window.
What did I do?
Roll down your
What did I
window.
do?
Yep. Roll down
What
your
did I
window.
do?
And again, there's a part of me of well, kill them.
You're right. Yeah. Give me your supervisor. I need to see your supervisor. Who's the watch commander?
Count to three.
What did I do? I watched a lot of these, man. So yeah, I think I got the script down pretty good.
Hey, dude, it's a different
It's
crowd.
like I'm
If
just
you
traveling. This is not a commercial enterprise.
and the problem is the patterns of those. I think there's something deliberate to it. Is if you watch the sovereign citizens
Mm.
one, it makes you hate white people. If you watch the pullover ones, um, it makes you hate two groups. It makes you hate
Teenage girls.
teenage
They're
girl.
bad.
Oh,
Bad, man.
white women are bad.
Yeah,
What
okay. We'll
so
broaden that out to white
everything
people.
that fits in the category of Karen from 17 to 45, yeah,
Oh yeah,
it
yeah,
really does that to you.
yeah.
And it really starts getting you upset at black folks because there's this thing of like, come on, just don't, please don't accuse him of being racist. It's like, oh God,
Oh
don't
man, well,
don't
like
don't
that's the
do it.
whole thing.
Don't
I mean,
do it.
those videos you wouldn't be able to
Don't
see
do it.
them unless there's actual fucking body cams. So, and those are great, man. So those are great because then you start like, I mean, I watched a bunch of those and I've seen a bunch of the Karen videos, where it's just like, oh man, this is so much better. Because I mean, you see
Oh,
some people get pulled over, and then if you didn't know the whole story there, you'd probably be, a little bit more sympathetic because the cops are harassing this lady or whatever,
yes.
And then you realize it's like, wow, actually, she took a lot of taser bolts.
User blues, and again, just the sheer amount. There's
So, but I'm not worried about it too much, man. I mean, I think policing's gotten infinitely safer with those body cams.
okay, so with the body cams too, but also it's you and I, Pat. There's a thing where if we get pulled over,
Oh, yeah, what
right?
do you need?
It's very simple. It's so my hands will be up on the wheel until I'm told to move them,
Hmm.
right? They will ask me to roll down the window. I will do so.
Hmm.
They will ask me if I know how fast I was going. I will tell them the truth,
Yeah.
right? And when they say, "Do you know how fast you are going?" I will say, 34 and a 35, sir. Um, I drive like an absolute woman because I don't want to be pulled over.
Yeah, me too. I drive terrible, man. I'm like so cautious. I am a lane hog. I will absolutely avoid having to cross over 3 lanes of traffic. If there's like only 2 stoplights in which to do it, I will do it immediately.
You can set your watch to
You
it.
can absolutely set your watch to
These
it.
there's very few variables except the other moving cars, right?
Yeah, and like on the interstate, I'm great, man. I find a big truck and I get about 300 yards behind him, man. We're good. I don't care if he's
If
doing
he's
five under.
doing
We're fine.
fine, fine,
Fine by me.
fine.
Yep.
And it's not because you're going to leave 45 minutes early,
No, it's because that guy's a professional driver.
right?
So yeah,
Yeah,
and there's a
yeah.
shitload more of him that can hit something before me.
Your logic is adding up. Again, I think you're preaching to the choir on this one. There's a life shitty enough as is. I don't need to borrow problems on the
No,
road,
no, no, no.
right? I
I don't
don't.
need to manufacture my own problems.
No, 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 no. And again, I get it. I understand that there is a personality. There is a component of people that do like to look. They like to go fast,
Oh yeah.
right? They do. I'm not one of them.
No.
If I want to go fast, I'll go to Elitch Gardens,
Yeah.
whatever the
I'll go
case
to the
may
go
be.
kart track. It's
Yeah,
fine. Yeah.
that's fine. Um, there are perfectly safe avenues for this. Or God help me, like if I really want to go fast, I will go on the slopes. I know how to snowboard.
Very
That's
good.
this kind of thing. I don't do it. I don't want to.
No, it's cold.
Well, and it's far. I mean, that's the.
Yeah.
It's cold. It's far. And again, it's just I don't. I'm not that dude who. You have to have that value mentality to want to buy yourself. All right, I'm going to leave at 3:15. I will get there about 25 minutes before the place opens.
Hmm.
I will start using this place at 6.
Oh yeah.
I will squeeze every last drop out of this lift ticket, right? And leave at 4 o'clock, right? To beat the traffic out, but have gotten the most out of this and tried to get a free lunch
Hmm.
and you have to have that sort of bargain squeezing mentality. If I'm ever going to go to one of these things, it's going to be, yeah, I'm going to stay the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm going to stay the
So
weekend, and I'll I'll get out to the slopes at 8 if I'm awake.
Yeah, his $300 trip just turned into a $1,500 trip.
Now you know what I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
And then the question is, do I like snowboarding that much?
$1,500 worth? No,
Nope.
no,
Nope. Do I like driving in the snow? I do
no,
not.
no, no.
No.
I'm out.
You have to go where the snow is. You have to
Nope.
drive in the snow to get to the snow.
No, I'm good. Nope.
Right. Right. I don't want these things.
No, I don't want any of these things.
Again, it's still I have a good time, and if you want to go fast, you can go fast. But it's
Sure.
still it's yeah. And the same thing goes with if the cops pull me over, it's like I may have been 3 over, so I apologize.
Yeah.
There's a margin of error.
Well, seeing
Not
that's
the
just it.
biggest
You're not
things.
going to get pulled over unless you did something like your fucking tags are expired or your license plate fell off or something. Yeah.
And if they have that talk, then it would be sure, no problem, sir. I'll get that fixed. Right.
Yeah, here, let me get the one off the front here real quick.
What I will not do is say, "What did I do? What did I do? I didn't do
I
nothing.
didn't do nothing.
I didn't
Why
do."
you pull me over? Why you pull me over?
You know what? There
Let me
is
call my lawyer.
one of my favorite things about these videos is there are still people that do have the audacity in this day and age to say, "Do you know who I am?"
I did. I watched the guy do that
That
today. He was a city council member in some fucking Utah community, and he was getting all uppity because his son got in an accident and drove home. So,
oh,
it's
oh,
like, all right, so that's leaving the scene,
yeah.
you know. And it was just glorious. And this guy's out there in his fucking, like golf shorts.
Right.
So, in his polo with his tits hanging out. So, and
Delightful.
it's just like, oh my God, you are the reason why people look into the Epstein files. They want to find you.
No. You might have seen this one too. There was also, speaking of Karens, there was one where it was a girl that worked in the district attorney's office,
Oh, I haven't seen that one.
and
I'm
she
gonna have to go
pulled that
find that one.
one, and the cop was like, it's like, no, I didn't know that. But then again, if you do, then you know how legal this is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, see, and that's that. You don't tee up those. Those are easy chip shots for them at that point in time if you start pulling that kind of stuff.
It's like,
So
I don't know. To me, that sounds kind of like a threat. Are you threatening me?
I saw a military one where the MPs pulled over the base commander, and she was drunk as shit. So, and you could tell,
Oh,
but they got her off base. So, and so there were actual like city cops there.
I would say, wait a minute. Do
Yeah.
you is you might have a better chance of skating if you're off base, aren't you?
I have no idea, man. But she had her own guys out there to corrupt, blah blah blah, and stuff like this. And they're kind of like, so the base is over there. You're right here.
All I know
Balls, I know.
is that my dad and mom both made it emphatically clear to me. They said, "Do not," and I mean this,
Hmm.
"do not break any violations when you are on base."
No. Well, yeah, I don't, yeah, no. My dad and I did badly once.
Did you? What did you
Yeah,
do?
we didn't even realize it until we got there. So, Dad used to store his camper on the base, okay? Because there
Oh,
was a
yeah,
there
yeah,
was
yeah.
a there
Yeah.
was a storage lot there. All right. And so we go up to the lakes one weekend and, just have a good time and all this shit. It was like, all right, it's time to pack up and go. And so we're going to go back down, put the camper back on base, and grab all the, service it and all that stuff and store it up, until we take it out again. And we're pulling up into like the channel locks, where once you're committed now, there's no place to turn around,
Oh,
so when you're
oh, oh,
coming
yeah,
onto base like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And Dad's got his ID out and stuff. Hey, see, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh well, guess what? It's your lucky day today that you get actually searched, because they do the random search.
Oh,
And Dad's like, ah, no problem. And so then, like, the guy's like, okay, so he gets out the camera with the mirrors and stuff where they look underneath, and he starts going around. Dad's like, fuck. And I'm like, what? He's like, we left all the guns in the camper, didn't we? And I'm like, yeah, they're right in the door. So he says, if
uh,
if they ask us to open the camper, we're going to be here a while.
Did they?
Nope.
You got lucky.
Quite lucky. So they just did their walk around. They did not have us open up any of the doors in the camper or anything like that. And they said, "All right, good to go. See you later, Chief." And he's like, so that was the only time that ever happened because the other times, what would usually happen is we would stop at the house and drop off like the guns and the cooler and stuff like
That
that,
makes
and then
sense.
take the
Yeah.
camper back down. But we
Yeah.
were just running late, so he didn't even think about it. So
No, it makes sense. I mean, would it? It wouldn't have been any different if you'd had them in the truck, right?
no, but you're not supposed to do that. So
Sir,
yeah, sir. Yeah,
this is some day one shit.
this is some day one shit. You got a whole stack of guns here.
Can I can I leave them here with
No,
you?
well, actually, no. You're gonna leave them here.
I can imagine some people. It's like, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. It's like, what? I'm like, all right. So I'm gonna park here for a second. All right, I'm gonna go grab those things. They're in their cases, right?
Oh yeah,
I'm gonna go put them behind that bush.
it's all better now. Yeah, yeah.
Do not watch me put them behind the
Right,
bush.
yeah. You have a will call here?
Give me my ticket.
Yeah, give me a ticket. Yeah. It's like coat check.
I've heard about people having that same kind of problem, not just on the base, but like crossing into Canada and like coming back.
Yeah, I've heard of
I've
that
heard about
too.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was a story I heard that made me laugh where a guy he was his wife they had a barn, right? And in this barn they just had this safe,
Mhm.
right? And he asked him, "Is like, what's in the safe?" It's like, "I don't know." It's like, "How long has it been there?" It's at least 40 years. It was here when we got it,
Mhm.
and you've never had this thing open. It's
Mhm.
like, nope. Do you want
That's kind
it?
of weird. Yeah.
It's like, do you want it? Like, kinda. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I do. So they said, "All right, we'll tell you what. All right, I'll take this safe. I will see if I can get it opened. You know, if there's piles of cash in here or something like that, I'll split it with you. I'll be honest." Um, and so he took it. He put it in his Jeep, and it was on the way to Canada.
Oh,
So on the way to Canada, they were like, "All right, let's go ahead and take a look around." They're like, "What's in the safe?"
I don't know.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
no.
It's like, "What do you mean you don't know?" It's like, "Okay, so here's the story. So I went to my wife's house, blah blah blah." It's like, "Well, I can't let you into Canada with a safe
You don't know
if you don't know what's in the safe."
This makes perfect sense. You know when you think about it.
Absolutely it does.
Yeah.
And he's like, again, that's the question. He's like, "Well, can you like take the top off that trash can and I'll put it in there?" Because it wasn't huge.
Yeah.
He's like, "No." It's like,
Yeah. No. If it's anthrax, no. Yeah.
it's correct. He's
Yeah.
like, "Sir, there's an explosive in there.
Yeah. 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 No.
This is the booth is right
Right.
here."
Yeah.
It's like, so they wouldn't. And it was the same kind of thing where it's like, turn around, drive a mile down that way.
Yeah. When you came back that fast, were they kind of suspicious? You're like, sir, the nearest town is 40 miles.
Of course, that I'll never have fonder memories of those delinquent hoodlum friends of mine that opened a safe by throwing it out on powers. But still,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Was it you know the guys who bashed open that ATM?
Yep.
Was that you? Okay.
Well, it didn't bash it open.
I thought they hit it with a truck.
No,
Oh.
these guys they worked at McDonald's.
Oh.
Right, that one right down there. I'm not too worried about this. This was over 20 years ago. They worked at McDonald's. They watched a guy. They had the ATM in the McDonald's.
Oh, okay.
So they watched the guy who serviced the machine, right? Where it's like, oh, so all you do here is you open up the bottom of this thing and you put in this case of money, this
Yeah,
box
yeah.
of money.
It's like a briefcase almost.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of like a safe because
Yeah.
it doesn't just like pop open, but you just put that in there. And so they said, "All right, I got an idea. So here's what we're gonna do. Um, And I don't think that door is the same anymore. But what they used to have was on the door. If you drive in there and you go past that, uh, it's a Walgreens, right? Yeah, it's a Walgreens. Um,
There's something in there. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. When you drive past there,
it is Walgreens. Yeah.
and the door that they have on that side, right? There's a door, and then above that door, there's a small window, right?
Hmm.
And it's not a window that opens all the way. It has the chains on it, so you can basically
Oh
sort of
yeah,
okay. So what they did was
yeah.
they locked the door when they left, but they left that top window part open.
Mm,
So what they did was they just came by when the place was closed, right?
mm,
They opened up the top part, they put the ladder in, and they just went over there. They went to the ATM, took that bottom piece out, right, and
mm.
then boogied. Then they showed up at my house the next day
Oh geez.
and said, "Do you have any like power saws or something?" I'm like,
Do you have a jackhammer, Jeff?
"To do what?"
Yeah.
And yeah, so I didn't have any tools like that. My dad was like, "What did your friends want?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm not asking. I didn't hear shit."
Yeah.
And then so they went over to another friend of mine's house. And they're like, "Do you have any?" It's like, "No, maybe. What do you
What are you
want?"
doing? Yeah.
So he didn't give him anything either. And I guess these guys tried everything to get it open. And then the only thing they can do was at night they drove on powers about 45 miles an hour,
Just hucked it off the back.
just chucked it out the window, throughout the door, and after about 3 tries, they got it to pop open.
Mm. Just brute force.
That's the problem I have with this, Patrick. And again, things have changed, right? But there are things where sometimes I get it in my head where I'm like, all right, so if I'm at the grocery store, it's like, what if I put 3 avocados in the bag and put two? I don't want to do it. I'd get caught.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
And then you have idiot friends that just straight up
You have idiot friends, but like the funny thing is, like the few guys that I know who actually engaged in such activities,
buffoonery. Yes,
such buffoonery, did so out of like a complete fear of consequences or lack of fear of
that's it.
consequences.
Yes.
That gets you. It might not be in the form of the law. It might not be, in the form of like what actually happens when you put one forklift on another.
Wait, that's a real story.
It's a real story. It might be, and like, oh, she'd never do that to me.
Okay.
It's one of those things. It's like, yeah, it's just one more hand of blackjack. It
Oh.
gets you. Yeah, it just gets you. Um, yeah, it's like, and then like, so I've known a few guys who actually did some pretty decent stints of time too.
What's the longest?
Over the years,
Yeah.
I had a student once who was in for over 30.
Jesus
So yeah, he
Christ.
was he was he was definitely a melted dude. So he
Oh.
was. I mean, he was kind of the wise old sage in some respects, but you could tell he regretted every fucking minute that he spent in prison. So pretty easily. So yeah, he took a couple of my classes. He was pretty cool. So, but it was just like, oh my god, dude, you're starting over at 55. This sucks.
Well, what about his
I
percentage?
mean, he
Was it,
wasn't old enough to actually do. He had never gotten any Social Security or anything like that. He had no choices, man. So I mean, he was basically no family. Didn't have two nickels to rub together. Was living in a halfway house kind of thing. So but like you know, I mean,
was you was taking classes though?
he was taking classes because I mean, you have to do something that's part of your parole.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah.
that and job stuff, and I mean, he was doing the classic Brooks thing, bagging groceries. So but you just see it's like, all right, so I've known guys at age 25 who probably ended up like that guy. Now that I'm getting closer to his age,
You're-
I can think of a couple of them in particular, man. That it's like I lost touch with you, man. You know, but I think I know. So, yeah.
well, I mean, there were. I'm certain with all the talk that you've had about high school reunions and stuff like that, I'm certain that there's a few that you're saying,
From high school days?
yeah,
Oh, I guarantee that, man.
yeah,
I mean, that's just a large enough sample where there has to be a few, you know.
yeah.
Because what, like on average of the male population, about 3% is incarcerated at any given point in time. We had way more than 100 dudes at our school. And so I guarantee you, there's probably a couple dozen of them that are not going to make the reunion. You know? Maybe not a couple dozen, but at least a dozen. So
At least not at this moment.
yeah,
Or yeah, and the funny
you
thing
never know.
is, yeah, there were some where, yeah, I knew some guys where eventually the report came in. It's like, oh, him. It's like, oh, he's dead. And
Seeing that one kind of blew me away because, like, if you just do the math on that one, that's about it for us, man. I mean, the rest of us are going to live to be 80s. We got our one like young death out of the way now. You know?
well, this was shit that like 25 years ago too, where that report came in, and again it was, well, no big surprises here, and he won't be missed. But there are certain people that are on specific trajectories
Mhm.
that you can say, well, I'm actually surprised you made it this long. So you defied all expectations, but
Hmm.
yeah,
Wonder
yeah,
if I know anybody like that.
you may have.
Hmm.
If you didn't, we knew people that did.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Well, okay, so there was one guy that I worked with at the airport before your time there. He died when he was in his 20s, and that didn't surprise me. So,
yeah,
because he was definitely um I mean, he seemed like a pretty stable guy, but he was definitely mentally not there. So,
yeah.
and he did very, very stupid things. So, and it was kind of surprising he had made it that long.
Well, I
And
mean,
when I
again,
went to go look him
that's
up, probably like 15 years ago, I found him and I was like, that makes sense. And it was
right.
only maybe 4 or 5 years after I knew him that he died.
Yeah,
So, but then the last one was, Kevin just a couple of weeks ago. So
yeah,
that was
yeah.
kind of like, whoa. So,
Well, then again, so again, there are certain things where it's not just the ones where it's you died in a hail of gunfire. It's
hmm.
I knew again. This is a guy that well, I don't know if you might have known him, but there was a guy that was a very close friend of Rob's and Dan's, died in a fire.
Oh, yeah, I think I do
Matt,
know. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I
Yeah,
mean,
Mike knew him too. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And so there, and I met up a few times. He's a cool guy. But so there were like some one-offs of
Yeah, I had a cousin. Well, my wife's cousin, her husband froze to death under a bridge.
what?
Yeah, 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 yeah. So that was kind of one of those one-off ones. To be fair, he had a horrendous heroin problem. So
I was
yeah,
gonna ask, like, what was he doing under there?
that
Okay,
it was right downtown on Fountain Creek, man. They found him under a
get
bridge.
the fuck
Yeah,
out of
like
here!
3 days after he had died, he was frozen solid.
Holy
So yeah,
shit!
after a bad blizzard. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, he
god!
was my almost my exact age too. But that was another one that was kind of like, okay, because he had dropped off the radar for a couple of years after he got divorced from my wife's cousin.
No shit!
She had to kick him out, so he had such a bad problem. So
Damn,
yeah,
man. Yeah, that's the kind of weird shit. Well, and of course we knew a guy that died in a skateboarding accident when we,
yeah, that was his kid though,
you
man.
know,
That's a little
yeah.
different. So Kevin's like the first one that was like, all right, so you have a natural life progression,
Well,
and
wait a
some kind
second.
of health thing or something took you down. I don't know. Like I know his brother committed suicide. I hope that doesn't run in the family. So but it didn't say, so I
Didn't
don't know.
say anything
Yeah.
like that. It did. It alluded to something, but it wasn't. It didn't sound like it was that.
You can never tell, man. They write those things so carefully.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, you
true.
can never
That's
really
true.
tell. If they're not
Yeah,
going to flat out say it, they can say a million different things, and you can learn nothing from it. So,
yeah, you're right. That is true. But there was a. Oh no, no, no. There was one other one from when we were younger. Your brother's close friend, James.
oh yeah, well he was 20. He was
Was he
nice.
20 at the
Yeah, he's
time?
20 or 21.
Okay, so
Yeah,
he's young, but. Yeah,
Well, yeah. To be fair, he had struggled with that disease because he had a rather malignant form of
it
leukemia.
was leukemia. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
and he was actually recovering really well when it just came back and absolutely murdered him. So, I mean, you're talking about like 4 weeks, you know,
God.
because he actually helped me move into my townhouse way up north
Yeah,
when we
yeah,
first
yeah,
bought that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, because he was working full time at Best Buy, he was all cured up and stuff like that, and it just came back. It just ripped into pieces in like the span of a month. So, yeah,
I remember it was so quick.
it was way
Yeah,
quick, and he didn't
yeah,
really suffer, because he was kind of out of it. But it got him hard. He actually worked at the airport for a little while.
yeah. That's
Yeah.
where I knew him from.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. He and your
Oh, they were way close.
yeah, he and your brother were
They were
just
best
they're a good
friends. So
team. Like just super cool guys. Yeah,
my brother's known more guys who haven't made it. So
yeah. That's so.
yeah, yeah, he has. He's like one of those guys. He kind of attracts, like
Yeah,
certain, just I don't know if you call it bad luck or something like that, but
that's what I'd call it.
I don't know, man. See, I've got this weird theory about luck. Is that luck is not. It's something that like when you're doing your character sheet in the beginning.
Yeah.
So if you put a lot into that, it really pays dividends, but it doesn't pay like great dividends. But if you don't put anything in it, then there's a couple times where it's really, really going to be bad. So
I so if what you're saying is that luck has sort of like a monkey's paw angle to
it
it in
kind of
some
has that
ways,
monkey's
I
paw.
would
Yeah.
agree. I would agree with you. Um, and it's yeah when we opened our discussion here about whether it was going to be by stepping into traffic or
Right.
botulism or tetanus, I think
Right.
that
Yeah.
would be your for luck.
Oh no, that's if you got a two.
That's a two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You wanted to put all yours in the decks, and it's like great. That's okay. Now you got weak ankles.
It's like okay, this a story. You were talking about heroin. There was a person I was hearing about. You want to talk about again? This is sort of like a luck. Is it a luck? Is it a not a luck thing? Is there was a girl who was in a rough situation where this wasn't somebody I know. This is a story I heard where um, her mother was into the junk,
Oh,
right?
okay.
And so one of the things that she did, and this was easier to do back then, was she took out loans in her daughter's name.
Oh yeah, people still
Oh,
do
you
that.
okay? So you've heard
Oh
about
yeah,
this shit.
yeah,
So she had no idea,
yeah.
and then like her mom, whatever happened to her,
Mhm.
happened to her. But she's getting on later in life. She's like trying to like get a car loan. She's like,
No, this is where you immediately go to bankruptcy court and say like, hey, this is the deal. That I mean, there's no judge in any bankruptcy court that won't be like, oh, gotcha.
really?
Yeah.
They
Oh
can
no.
like dismiss this shit.
Oh, totally.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
totally.
okay,
So, or they can at least force that credit card company to mediation because they'd be like, motherfuckers, she was 14. You can pull this up and you can do your due diligence on this one, And so, yeah, we're going to discharge all of this debt. So
Sorry,
yeah,
but
sorry, but that was on you. They'll do that.
hey man, when,
My wife's had to deal with that a couple times.
has
So,
she?
oh yeah.
Has she?
So yeah, back in the day when she was doing that stuff. So where she had to write like letters or whatever, it's like this is the situation, blah 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 blah, and then these are the cases you need to go look at, yada yada yada, and they, oh yeah, lady was fucking strung out on meth, and took out $100,000 in student loan from this. Yeah, exactly. Enrolled her daughter in community college and all her Stafford loans and shit. I was like, wow, great, now that's a federal crime. Woo!
So does that go back to the it'll get you?
It'll get you.
It'll get you.
Yeah, it'll get you. Like that. I guess you're a tough guy. You don't fear consequences.
Well, all I know is that I was a minor when I signed up to Columbia House. I wasn't paying, and as soon as my dad said, that's a minor, right?
The
That
phone call
took care of all
stops.
of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
said, no, understood, sir.
Yeah.
And that was all it took.
Yeah.
Because evidently you can't sign contracts with them.
No, not until you're 18. So that's true across the board. So yeah, my first brokerage account I had when I was 16. I was not supposed to have that. This was back before the days where they actually like did that on the computer.
Now, hang on. You can have like a like a savings account and a checking account, but you
You
can
can
do
have
so
those two
because your
things.
parents are on it, right?
Yes, they're custody accounts. So
Okay.
you can, and today you can have a Roth IRA as a minor, it is a custody account, kind of thing. So your parents can actually put money into your IRA for you, but they pay taxes on it.
Oh,
See
that
how that
again.
works?
Yeah.
You see why I shouldn't have had a brokerage account when I was 16?
Well, as somebody that worked at the bank, yes.
Yes, exactly. So I was like, who do we issue this 1099 I to?
Dude, you know what? Just as far as that goes, I will bet you that there are people that, with how easy it's become, there are probably minors that have gambling accounts open.
Oh, I guarantee it, man. I guarantee it. Although I did see some good news that they're going to actually make it like a real pain in the ass to log into Discord. So
You saw this too,
I'm
huh?
pretty happy about that.
Teenage by default.
Teenage by default.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, okay.
One of two things will happen.
I hope they melt it down for parts.
Well, see, that is either A, yes, it will keep kids safe, or it will self destruct.
Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows?
Totally understand. All
Yeah.
right, so final thoughts.
Um, don't leave your guns in the camper. There we go.
All right. Yeah, good thought, Pat.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
Pat.
I'm Jeffrey.
Hitting the button.